Welcome back to Samar. Today we're diving into an intense survival story that combines strategy, resilience, and a touch of human ingenuity. How would you fare if you had to spend 100 days in a nuclear bunker? Buckle up as we explore the ultimate survival guide for enduring such a daunting challenge. Imagine this: a nuclear event has just occurred and you're safely ensconced in a state-of-the-art bunker. Your immediate thoughts are likely, how do I survive the next 100 days? Let's break it down into key survival strategies. First off, stockpiling essentials is crucial. Out here in the wild, we talk about the survival triangle: shelter, water, food. You've already nailed the shelter part. This bunker is your fortress against the elements, but down here, every other resource is finite. You need to be ruthless, strategic, and think like a squirrel preparing for winter. We're talking about a lifeline of food and water that has to last you longer than you've probably ever imagined. No supermarket trips, no popping out for a takeaway. This is about pure, unadulterated self-sufficiency. And trust me, the human body can withstand incredible hardship, but only if you give it the fuel it needs. Now, when I say stockpile, I mean it. Picture this: rows upon rows of canned goods stacked high like bricks. Think beans, fruits, vegetables, soups, anything with a long shelf life. Remember, variety is key, not just for nutrition, but for morale. You don't want to be staring down the barrel of 100 days of the same bland gruel, but canned goods will only get you so far. That's where freeze-dried meals come in. Lightweight, compact, and packed with essential nutrients, they're a lifesaver in a confined space. Plus, a warm meal can do wonders for your spirits when the world outside feels a million miles away. And let's not forget the elixir of life: water. You can go without food for a surprising amount of time, but water is a non-negotiable. I'm talking gallons upon gallons of the stuff. Every drop counts down here. But what happens when your stockpile starts to dwindle? You need a plan B, a way to replenish your most vital resource. That's where a water purification system comes in. This, my friends, is your insurance policy against dehydration. Whether it's a portable filter, a UV purifier, or even a good old-fashioned boiling system, make sure you have a way to turn any water source into a safe and drinkable lifeline. Trust me, in a crisis, the ability to create your own clean water supply is more valuable than gold. Okay, so we've got the food and water situation sorted, but there's another silent killer you need to be aware of in this confined environment: air. You might think being sealed underground protects you from everything, but the truth is, even down here, you're vulnerable. The air we breathe, it's not just about oxygen, it's about what you don't see: dust, spores, even radiation particles. These can build up in a confined space and turn your safe haven into a toxic trap. That's why a proper ventilation system isn't a luxury down here, it's a necessity. Think of it like the lungs of your bunker, constantly filtering and refreshing the air you rely on. But just like any complex system, it needs regular TLC. Don't wait for things to go wrong. Get in the habit of checking those filters, making sure they're clean and functioning at peak performance. And if something does go wrong, you need to be ready to act fast. Knowing how to repair or replace components could be the difference between life and death. Remember, in this environment, every breath counts. This isn't just about surviving the initial event, it's about surviving the aftermath. The air outside might be lethal for weeks, months, even years. Your bunker's ventilation system is your only connection to clean, breathable air, so treat it with the respect it deserves. Regular maintenance, spare parts, and a deep understanding of how it all works. These are your weapons in the fight for clean air. Master them, and you'll be one step closer to conquering those 100 days. We've tackled the physical challenges of surviving in a bunker: food, water, air. But now we're facing an even more insidious threat: the erosion of hope, the slow creep of despair. Because down here, in the silence of this concrete tomb, the greatest danger isn't starvation or dehydration, it's losing your grip on your sanity. Isolation can be a powerful drug, twisting your thoughts, amplifying your fears. days bleed into nights, the outside world fades to a distant memory and the walls start closing in. That's why maintaining mental health isn't a luxury down here, it's a survival imperative. You need to fight the urge to surrender to the darkness, and the best way to do that is to create a sense of purpose, a reason to greet each day with determination. That's where routine comes in. In the wild, I rely on the rhythm of the sun, the patterns of nature to guide my actions. Down here, you need to establish your own internal compass. Set a strict schedule and stick to it like your life depends on it, because it just might. Wake up, eat, exercise, dedicate time to learning new skills, reading or exploring those hobbies you've always put off. Anything that keeps your mind engaged, your spirit ignited. Remember those canned goods we talked about? Variety isn't just about taste, it's about stimulation. The same goes for activities. Challenge yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. Stave off boredom, because boredom is the breeding ground for despair, and never underestimate the power of human connection. Even in isolation, you can find solace in shared experiences. Read aloud, write down your thoughts, document your journey, connect with your fellow survivors, because a burden shared is a burden halved. Remember, the human spirit is capable of extraordinary resilience, but it needs to be nurtured. So fight for your sanity, guard it fiercely, and never ever give up hope. All right, let's talk power. Out here in the wilderness, we rely on the sun, fire, our own brute strength. But down here in this subterranean fortress, your lifeline runs on electricity. And trust me, running out of juice down here isn't just an inconvenience, it's a potential catastrophe. Remember that air filtration system we talked about? The one keeping your lungs full of breathable air? Yeah, that runs on electricity. Lighting, communication, even the simple act of cooking a meal, all dependent on that steady flow of power. That's why having a backup plan isn't just a good idea, it's an absolute necessity. We're talking about a generator, a beast of a machine capable of kicking in when the grid goes down, but a generator is only as good as its fuel source. You need to treat fuel like it's liquid gold down here. Store it properly and use it sparingly. And speaking of sparingly, let's talk energy conservation. Remember, every watt counts in a survival situation. We're ditching those energy-guzzling incandescent bulbs and embracing the efficiency of LED lights. We're limiting our use of non-essential appliances, powering down anything that isn't critical to our survival. Think of it like rationing in wartime. Every bit of energy saved is a victory against the encroaching darkness. Get creative. Find ways to repurpose existing resources, and never underestimate the power of human ingenuity. Remember, in a survival situation, knowledge is power. Understanding your bunker's electrical system, knowing how to troubleshoot problems, and having the skills to perform basic repairs, these are the tools that will keep the lights burning bright. So study up, get hands-on, and become the master of your electrical domain. We've covered the essentials: food, water, air, mental fortitude, and power. But there's one final piece of the puzzle that can't be ignored: safety and security. Because out here in the wild, I face danger head-on, but down here in the confines of this bunker, the threats are often hidden, lurking in the shadows. You see, the world outside might be a wasteland, but that doesn't mean you're alone. Desperate times breed desperate people, and securing your bunker against potential intrusion is paramount. We're not just talking about zombies here, although they'd be a welcome distraction. We're talking about the breakdown of society, the potential for looting, raiding, and violence. Your bunker, with its precious resources, could become a beacon, drawing unwanted attention. That's why you need to fortify your defenses, both physical and strategic. Think of it like building a fortress. Reinforce those entry points, establish clear lines of sight, and create choke points that any intruder would have to navigate. And don't forget about early warning systems. Motion detectors, alarms, even tripwires, anything that gives you a crucial time advantage. But physical security is only half the battle. You need a plan, a clear and concise emergency protocol for dealing with any situation. What happens if someone tries to break in? What if there's a fire? What if your defenses are breached? These aren't questions you want to be asking in the heat of the moment. You need to run drills, practice different scenarios, and make sure everyone in your bunker knows their role. Remember, in a crisis, hesitation can be deadly, and never underestimate the importance of vigilance. Complacency is the enemy of security. Maintain a watchful eye, be aware of your surroundings, and trust your gut instinct. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Remember, surviving 100 days in a bunker isn't just about enduring the initial event. It's about outlasting the chaos that follows. So stay sharp, stay vigilant, and never ever let your guard down. Surviving 100 days in a nuclear bunker is no small feat, but with careful planning and a strong survival mindset, it's possible. Remember, the key is preparation and adaptability. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more survival tips and intriguing stories. Share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and stay prepared.